Michael and welcome to Angling Info.
You join me on a relatively short session today at Ackworth Fisheries. Basically what I'm going to do is, it's obviously still in back end of winter, what I'm going to do is show you my pellet approach and sort of go through what types of pellet, how you can hook them on, sizes and things like that. So first of all what I'm going to tell you is we'll talk through the rig. So I'm not using a banded pellet today, I'm just using a hookable pellet, although I have got some hard pellets with me, and you can also fish obviously this method with a banded pellet. Some fisheries respond better to banded, some respond better to hookable. This one's more of a hookable than a banded on this small pond. So start from the float. Obviously it's commercial indications, 0.3 gram. It's a little margin chimp float. It's really sturdy, can smash it through anything. It's absolutely built to last. It's got a spring eye on the top, so you're never going to pull the eye out. Fantastic float. So we've got that, and we've got that on 013 mainline, and that runs down. We've got 3 number 10s just underneath the float, and then from about a foot and from that on the join of a loop-to-loop connection we've got another number 10, and then a bit farther down on the hook links, probably about 12 inches again, it's that's 011 hook link down to a size 20 pellet hook, and obviously that's got a dropper, and that dropper is about 4 inches away from the hook. Really simple positive rig, just fishing it off bottom. We're fishing down the ledge on the island, so first what I'll do is see if we can get one, and then I'll have a talk through the bait when we come back in. So I'm fishing with a pumped expander, which is a 4.5mm one. It's a ringer's one, is this one, but any good expander's fine. It's a natural flavour, and then I'm feeding micro pellets, and they've just been soaked for 30 seconds. And then I've got some hard 8mm as well. I've also got a little bit of corn with me because I always bring corn in winter. So what I've done is set up 2 lines. I'm just going to put a little bit of half a cad pot in of micros. I've not fed anything at all, and obviously we've got I've got a short line as well, which is to my right, which is at about 6 metres next to a little bit of reed. So what I want to do is alternate between that. I have put a little bit of pellets and a couple of hard pellets, some micro pellets, only half a cup in my right hand reed, purely just to prime it as a backup line. And I'll sort of leave that alone, and every 20 to 30 minutes I will drop in on that with a little sprinkling of feed until I want to go on it. But at the moment we're fishing 13 metres out in front of us, and we're just fishing off the downslope. What you'll find this time of year on this certain pond is that the fish will sort of sit towards the end of the downslope, and that's where I'm fishing today. But what you might find if you're getting liners, or you're not getting too many bites, or you see a bit of movement, you might want to shallow up and come up the ledge. Even though it's winter, the fish still fish with, feed by instinct, so you still need to do that lift and drop to keep a constant engagement. And there's obviously something that's falling through the water, is obviously a target bait. Sometimes just a little lift and drop can induce a bite almost instantly. There's a little touch on it there, so I'm just gonna lift and drop again. See, it is classed as an island peg, is this. Would be classed as an island peg, but even though you're not fishing directly on the island, because it's still the feature that you're fishing to. So what we're going to do is there's a bite and a fish. Now they'll absolutely love when you hook fish near an island to go straight around the corner, so important to know where your elastics are. This fish is going hard for the corner, so I'm not panicking. I've just sunk the tip of my pole, my hands are completely free, it's all balanced until the fish, you can guide it away. Now I'm fishing today with an 8 Euro elastic, which is a lovely light elastic. Great fun for playing small fish, even up to decent sized fish. Really strong, really stretchy, really reliable. But the thing is that it allowed me straight away to guide it away from the snag, because it didn't know there's not too much resistance with him. If you have too much heavy elastics, there's a lot of resistance, and they tend to go towards the snag instead of away from it. So as you can see, this one's got a puller kit. You can also just buy a puller bung. I'm trying to keep it as low as I can, but obviously with an elevated peg it's not as easy. Just allows you to tighten up the elastic. No point in there's no need to go for a net yet until we've got it closer to us. Still scrubbing around. Yeah, so I've seen a little flash of it now, so what I'm going to do is just go across from a net. Bit trickier when I've got a guy, obviously a bull bar in front of me, and it's quite a high peg, so once he's up, just sort of guide him around that, and he's in the net. So this is sort of the average stamp of what fish we're looking to catch, between 12 ounces up to, there's even some doubles in here, but that's the kind of stamp fish that you're looking to catch. So what we'll do is just have another drop on that line. As you can see, it's we've not fed too much, but the just a little bit of coconut flavour that's in there has just brought an attraction straight away. And because you're thinking about where you're fishing, you're not just fishing in the middle of anywhere. You've got a feature. If you've got a feature, use the feature and spend that time plumbing around it. See where the humps, the bumps, the undulations, the underneath the water, and sort of use your initiative and think, of what the weather's doing and has been doing. If it's been cold like it has now, there's a good chance there's going to be more on the bottom. So pick the base of the slope, and if you're seeing signs, or when you're putting your bait in, you're getting swirls, and you need to come up shorter. It's just about thinking and spending that time when you're plumbing up. Just spend that extra bit of time and attention, and that will give you better chances of catching more fish. So what we'll do is we'll see if we can have another fish out of this one, and then we'll check his other line and see if there's any fish settled on that. Obviously I'd maybe leave it a bit longer, but just for an example, we'll check it and just see if there's anything there. So shake your bait obviously first, and then always lift your rig, wait 2 seconds and just lower it back through the loose feed. And you just got to remember, it's not a race. You don't have to, you're not having to rag things about, and there's another fish straight away, look, onto that feed straight away. And you don't have to rag around and things like that. Just methodical, slow movements, and you'll catch, and you'll continue to catch if you just use simple, slow technique, and just think about what you're doing. Take that extra bit of time while people are rushing to get in the water. You're putting that extra bit of time in to think about your peg and where things are in the peg, and that little bit of time catching more fish. So again, you've got it on a soft elastic. Just keep that elastic low while it's going for its run. Sink the tip down there. It's going for a run. I don't need to panic. Just sink the tip under the water. Just come back towards me. Put a few pulls on the puller kit. I can feel that it's a similar sort of size, so I'm not worried about any of my line or anything like that. So I know you can feel what kind of strain you need to put on it. and with what size fish it is. And to be honest, in this one, they're more of a stocky size. This one's a bit bigger than the last, I think, but you know, just about gauging the run. I'm not panicking. I'm not holding the fish above my head, the rod above my head, and not putting too much pressure on. I'm just gently pulled a few pulls of the puller off. I'm sinking the tip and just letting the resistance against the water and the elastic do the work. Once I've seen it flash up a couple of times, you know, then you start to lift your pole. It's near the surface now. Let's get his head up. It's a bit bigger. So, see, second drop, we're into a better stamp fish this time. This little pellet hook's really sharp. And you see, you look at a decent, you know, really decent stamp this time. And you know, it's just because we're taking this time, being methodical. And normally, I wouldn't move off that line, obviously, because you know, we're catching on it. So what I'm going to do is, just for purpose of the video only, I'm just going to talk you through the other rig that I've got, and we'll talk about the other line that we're feeding. So I'm just going to put this one away. I'm just going to go now and get the second rig that I've got set up for you. Now you can see already straight away it's got a different elastic on, so we've gone up to, you know, like a 10 elastic this one, and the reason we've got that is because we've got a bit of reed. I mean, still they'll destroy you through these reeds, but again, you could use the chimp for that, not a problem. It's fantastic float. I've just gone with more of a tubular body shape this time, more of an egg shape, sorry. Exactly in indications, float again, really stable. And what I've got this one is, it's a slightly little deeper bit of water, probably fishing about 2.5 foot this one. A similar shot in pattern. I've got a bulk of a number 8s, and that's about 5-6 inches away from the base of the float. Then down from that I've got 2 little dropper number 10s, and then right down again to the hook for positivity I've got a number 10 again, and again exactly the same hooked number 20, and they're Maver MTs 7s hooks those, so that's what I'm gonna fish again with the expander. That's, like I said before, I've put in this one I've put some micros and a couple of hard pellets and a couple of pieces of corn in, and I've left that now probably half an hour whilst we've been setting up for the camera and everything, and obviously we've caught them few fish from out there, which will, you know, like I said, I wouldn't go from that line if I were catching. I wouldn't go from that line. I'd continue on the line that I was fishing while I was catching, whilst feeding that other line up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break this section off here, and then we're just going to go out and take a drop on this one, on the short line. Straight into a fish straight away there, so they're obviously sat on that feed. Again, you see the Jura allowed us to get it straight out that snag. Slightly heavier elastic, but still only a number 10, very light, but it just allowed us to get it straight out that snag, and allowed us to, you know, quickly get hold of the fish, the smaller fish, this one. But you see, straight away, there were no drama there. We managed to get that straight out, and you know, there were not much effort involved. It's a nice F1. You can see, lovely little F1 there. So, what we'll do is have another drop on that and see if we can have another one. And this is, you know, it's still cold today. It's 8 degrees, and I haven't been fishing a long time. I haven't fished this pond for a good month now, and you know, that's straight onto the fish. So it's just about finding where they are, and you know, thinking about what's underneath the water rather than just, you know, putting your float in and not plumbing quickly and trying to get in there as fast as possible. Everybody wants to get there as fast as possible. I'm the same. You know, when you get to a peg, you want to catch the fish. You want to be in there. You know, I'm totally the same. But that little bit of effort that I've spent there, and believe me when I tell you, it can be a difference of millimetres. Or centimetres that can decide if you get a bite or not. Yeah, I mean, when I fish the exact same methods when I fish summer, but I'm just a bit more liberal with how many pellets I feed and maybe the size of the pellet. But exactly the same method in the summer, exactly the same. Now, sometimes I use ground bait to mix with my pellets. Obviously you're not allowed ground bait on this venue, but I've found the Champions Feed Special P fantastic to bind. Only a little bit just to bind with the pellets, just as an added attraction. Found it really, really deadly, and I've been using it for a few times this winter to good results. Also when I fish Messingham like a few weeks ago, I also used it there, doing it there, and obviously doing it at Bone Hill, you know, plugging it in a feeder. Really good results with it. It's fantastic, really easy to mix as well. So definitely give that a try of Champions Feed. But yeah, it's important not to overfeed them, so you know, just little dribs and drabs of the micros, and every so often we put a hard mill in. Look, there's another fish, a lot smaller, this one, probably a silver this. But that's what you tend to find on your shorter lines. They tend to be the smaller fish, whereas obviously you're fishing your longer line, tends to be a bit bigger stamper fish. So what I'll do is we'll put this back away. So you've seen obviously there that, you know, it works fantastic on the short line as well. What we'll do is we'll put that long line on and see if we can have a bit bigger one to finish the video, which would be good. So I'm just going to plug these sections back together, and then we'll get out there with another bait on and see if we can have ourselves a bit bigger one to finish on. So we get back out the chimp. Fantastic floats from Andy. I mean, the thing is, yeah, I'm sponsored by Andy, and so is Lee, so is Matt under the Angling Info umbrella, and you'd think that, yeah, all right, fair enough, we have to say that they are the best floats, costs, and the sponsors, but it's one of those genuine moments that you can honestly say to you, sponsored or not sponsored by Andy, I'd still use his floats because they are absolutely fantastic. I would never ever go to buying a float from a tackle shop anymore. You know, for the same, the better value for money, they're going to last you longer, you're not going to lose any eyes out of them. I mean, Andy's a top guy, and if you tell him what situation or place or that kind of type of fishing that you'll do, he will tailor that float to your fishing. He will tell you exactly which float you need for the situation, the bait, and most of the time he's probably fished the venue himself, so always best to take his advice. He will personally talk to you on the phone or through Messenger and get you the right float for your situation. And I mean, rather than you going to a tackle shop and just buying one off the shelf unless you know exactly what you're looking for, but still the quality of the float, unbelievable. They're not glued together ones, he hand lathes them from high density foam, so they're critically balanced before you shot them, so they sit up in the water, they don't lay flat. Fantastic, very responsive, and obviously very strong, which is what you want from your float. And I've been pole fishing for, best part of 15 years, more probably, and I've had obviously thousands of different types of floats, but none as good as this. And I've had handmade floats before, but there's so many of them that you just get that are just like stuck together floats, and they just aren't as good, and they're not balanced properly. And Andy's got his own tank that he uses just specifically to balance the floats and to see if they all work, every single one of them. Which is a massive job, all credit to him, because the patience you have to build these floats is immense, and he spends a lot of time and has spent a lot of time building the company up, and I know he's happy to have us as Angling Info as a sponsor, but we're over the moon to be able to use these floats. So what I've just done there, I just had a little nudge and just took the pellet off. So I'm not going to feed anything on this drop. Just going to go back out straight over that little small amount of feed that I've just put over. And just see if there's one still out there. It's very tempting when you get bites to or you get fish in the winter, especially to put lots more in, to put lots of bait in, to put big pots in. But unless you're in summer, try and refrain from doing that. Try and use your, there we go. Try and use your your cad pot. That's what they're designed for. Use those cad pots. Just drip the feed in, and you'll keep the fish there longer with just a little bit of feed than like you would do in the summer, putting more feed in, and you won't fill them up as much. So yeah, like I say, it's been a genuine session. Obviously I'll be fishing on further into the day, but it's a genuine session, and we started it and had fish pretty much live on camera. It's not really going to be any editing needed, and it's again, nice little stamp, quickly make up a bag of fish in weight, and it's just a simple way of fishing is pellets. Most of the venues, you sometimes use their own pellets, their own feed pellets and whatnot, but just get what pellets you find are right for you, and just follow the simple methods of plumbing up correctly, and you thinking about what the weather's doing and where you are fishing, and just trying to tailor that and not over complicating it, and just think about where the fish are and what kind of bites you're getting, and you'll be fine, and you'll have good results. Obviously, we're very grateful for all the people that are subscribed to the YouTube channel, as well as the members group, which is now nearly at 2,000 members, which is amazing. We're doing the members days still every month. There's a members match. We don't fish for any money. It's just purely to get to know everybody and to get some the kids getting into matches and people that have never fished. It's a pressure-free environment. Lots of fun. We'll keep the prizes coming as often as we can. Again, thanks to Ackworth Fisheries, Ackworth Fisheries, for letting us film today as usual. Also, thanks a lot again to our sponsor Commercial Indications, and Hatim and Dave, and also Trevor for the fantastic bait that they keep giving us from Champions Feed, which is always appreciated. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and give us a quick thumbs up, it'd be great. we're always willing to answer questions on the Angling Info group on Facebook, so join us there, ask us questions. So thanks a lot, tight lines.